Welcome to Integrated Math 3. On this episode, Stevenson will demonstrate I want to show you what a composition of functions are. A composition is when you take one function and input it into another. There's a couple ways you can show it. For example, I can compose f of g. This is read as f of g of x. What does this mean? This means the function that's closest to the x value is going to go inside the function to the left. So again, this is still read f of g of x. You could also read this as f composed with g of x. So what do we do with this? Well, we can use compositions to determine whether two functions are inverses of each other or not. Another thing we can do is we can actually evaluate these. So what does this look like? Suppose I asked you to figure out what is f of g. Well, what does this mean? We know f of x is x plus 3, and we know g of x is x squared plus 1. What this means is we're going to take this g of x function and substitute it in to the f of x function. So this essentially means the following. We're going to take x squared plus 1 and substitute it into the f of x function. Well, f of x says take something and add 3 to it. That's what f of x is. So what is the something? It is x squared plus 1. I can simplify this out, and it is x squared plus 4. What if I went the other direction? In other words, what if I composed g of f? Well, let's try it. This means the outside function is g. What's going to go inside g? The f of x function, which is x plus 3. Well, what is that going to be? Well, the g of x function says whatever your input is, you're going to square it and then add 1 to it. So this is something squared plus 1. Well, what is my something? X plus 3. So we're going to do x plus 3 times x plus 3 plus what? So I get two different answers here. Notice f of g is not the same as g of f. So we know that g and f are not inverses of each other. They're originally up here. So what can we do with this regarding numbers? Well, watch this. Suppose I wanted to know what is f of g of 1. So what you want to do here is start with the innermost function. So we first need to know what's g of 1. Alright, not a problem. Off to the side, what's g of 1? Okay, so g of 1 is 2. This means this now becomes f of 2. Why? Because g of 1 was 2. When we compose, what this means is the output of g of 1 now becomes the input into the f function. So now we're going to take 2 and plug it into our f of x. Well, the f of x function just says take something and add 3 to it. There you go. So this means f of g of 1 equals 5. Now what if I switch those? For example, what if I did g of f of 1? We're not going to probably get the same answer, or will we? Let's find out. The first thing we want to do is find what's f of 1. Remember, the f of x function says to take something and add 3 to it. Well, my input is 1, so that's 4. So f of 1 is 4, so this output now becomes the input into my g of x function. Well, g of x says to take something, square it, and add 1 to it. My something is 4. So 4 squared is 16 plus 1 is 17. Notice they're not the same.